So our good friend Turncoat Don, who's done some great video work, this guy's fantastic. He did a video and he calls it The Recipe for the Collapse of an Empire. And this is actually very, very powerful. So I'm going to play it and I'm going to try not to stop it. Let's see if we can do it.
Congress taking quick action, approving a $13 billion deal to help Ukraine.
School districts across our area tell us they're seeing significant increases in children that are homeless.
I'm announcing another $800 million to further augment Ukraine.
A revealing look at homelessness among the middle class.
US have announced new military assistance for Ukraine. They've promised an extra $713 million.
We experienced as a county a 22% increase in homelessness.
The Senate overwhelmingly passing a new $40 billion Ukraine aid bill.
We are learning the homeless problem we are seeing in Knoxville is growing at an alarming rate.
The U.S. is sending an additional $700 million in military aid.
We're in dire straits. We don't know where we're going to go. We have no savings.
The U.S. is sending an additional $1 billion in weapons and aid to Ukraine.
The CEO of the Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida tells me this is a scary trend.
Pentagon announcing today it's sending a new $450 million military package to Ukraine.
Tonight, we are going in depth on the issue of homelessness, of course, a growing problem here in Colorado.
The U.S. sending an additional $400 million in military aid.
Rising housing costs and inflation are leading to more people living on the street.
The United States is sending another $1 billion in military aid.
69,000. That's how many people are homeless across L.A. County.
A new aid package is going to be announced tomorrow, including an additional $3 billion to train and equip Ukrainian forces.
Sacramento's homeless population had a jump of 67%. The White House now asking Congress for more than $13 billion in additional military aid. More than 2,500 students within the district don't have a place to call home.
Yeah, Katie, and that's 1,000 more from last year.
Well, the Biden administration preparing to send another $600 million military package to Ukraine.
There's a stark warning from city officials tonight as they're seeing a record number of families out on the streets.
$275 million to meet Ukraine's critical security and defense needs.
One LA County city is close now to declaring a state of emergency over homelessness.
The White House is also asking for $37.7 billion to fund the war in Ukraine.
Housing prices are up 17% from the previous year, and you can see the fallout of that just right behind me here.
Hey, what about the homeless in Ukraine, Jimmy? Billions in weapons sales boost morale. You know that. Homelessness, it's a terrible shame, but we can't give Putin a win. So this is how all empires end, and that's how we're ending. We're overextending ourselves militarily, and we're trying to rape the world for our benefit. And that's exactly how empires end. We have 1,000 military bases around the world, and we can't fix our homeless problem. We just send enough money to fix homelessness to Ukraine. We sent enough money to Ukraine to fix homelessness 5 times over. We could have no homelessness in America if we wanted. That's how much $100 billion is. Turncoat John, I like he says, class war, not culture war. Universality, Medicare for all, UBI. If there were no poor people, there'd be no poor people of color. No to censorship, yes to free speech. Yes, millions live on the street in our country because the corporations control our government. But let's fight fascism. Hey, if you're worried about the homeless out in the cold winter this winter, nuclear war is the best portable generator. Remember that? And this guy is a Putin puppet, Kremlin stooge, and a white supremacist. That's what you get, Don. That's what you get. Wow. So I when you see a video like that, the first thing that pops in my mind is I wonder when the American people are going to rise up against their corporate controlled, corrupt, 100% corrupted government that is their enemy. Your government is your enemy, not Russia. Your government is your enemy, not Syria. The United States government is your enemy, not half of its residents. The United States government is your enemy, not Venezuela, not Brazil, not Yemen, not Afghanistan, not Iran, not Iraq. Your enemy is the United States government that is crushing the worker every day while pillaging your U.S. Treasury, giving it to the military-industrial complex, Wall Street, Big Pharma, and sending it to the most corrupt country in Ukraine. Your U.S. government is your enemy, and I just wonder when we're going to have enough homeless people for them to actually start to rise up. Do you know 40% of homeless people have jobs in Los Angeles? 40% of homeless people have jobs. How many of the because people like to go, oh, homeless people are just drug addicts, and then they don't have to worry about it, which is a lie. Are there drug addicts who are homeless? Yes. Are the majority of people who are homeless drug addicts? No. I just told you 40% of the people who are homeless work. And then what about the rest of the homeless people who are kids? Hey, Siri. What percentage of homeless population are children in Los Angeles? Let's see. I got it. It comes up. Homeless in... this is from 2022. The count revealed a 4.1% increase in homelessness in Los Angeles. Oh, it's going up. There's 69,144 people experienced homelessness in Los Angeles County during 2022. Of these, more than 20,000 were provided with shelter on any given night. Although unsheltered homelessness only increased 1%, the numbers of tents, vehicles, and makeshift shelters increased by 17%. This was largely the result of COVID-19 pandemic. Really? One alarming increase found that in the 2020 count is the Hispanic Latino percentage of the homeless population increased from 36% to 42%. The age of homeless minors in 2022 under the age of 18 was just over 6,500, or 9% of the county's homeless. So about 10% of the homeless people are kids, are children. And the vast majority of those kids were accompanied by at least one parent. So it's not runaways. Wow. So there you go. Almost 10% of the homeless population in Los Angeles County are kids. 32% are female. 16% are in family units, often headed by a single mother. 18% of the homeless are physically disabled. So that almost 20% of the homeless are physically disabled and they're homeless. What kind of a society does that? Doesn't take care of their disabled people. 9% of them, almost 10%, are developmentally disabled. I'm going to guess that means mentally. So of the children, the physically disabled and the mentally disabled, that makes up 30% of the homeless people are disabled or children. 30%. 24% have substance abuse. So actually less of them are drug addicts than are children and disabled. There are more homeless people in LA County that are children or disabled than are drug addicts. So there you go. And 33% of them experience domestic violence, which also leads to homelessness. So it always bothers me when I read comments under our videos of people who just repeat some kind of crazy talking point that, oh, the homeless people want to be homeless and you can't help them. Really? You can't help children who are homeless? You can't help mentally ill people who are homeless? You can't help physically disabled people who are homeless? Really? They want to be homeless? It sounds like you're mentally challenged if you believe that. Great job by Turncoat Don. When is America going to revolt against the establishment? I can't wait. We'll see you November 26th. That's the Saturday after Thanksgiving in Burbank. And then all December, we're going to be in Los Angeles doing Friday night shows. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all the tickets and become a premium member. While you're there, you get all of our videos unedited. jimmydore.com, not Jimmy Dore Comedy.